When the OG spilling knowledge, bet it's best you soaking it. I'm a prophet to them scholars, got them chakras opening. Got them fixing up they octaves, now they truly neutral, got my own religion. The brainwash, gotta make your own decision. My word is James Bond, I stay on the mission. Coming for the top position, ain't no competition, man. Pull up in the top, it's missing, the opposition ain't. All that lane switching, this is what the game is. It's the young, incredible, honestly unforgettable.
Okay, Coach, they indeed love their football here in upstate New York as you look inside of New Era Field in Orchard Park. The folks in Buffalo love their Bills, and a moment ago they entered to the delight of this sold-out crowd. They're set for football as their Bills will do battle with the Denver Broncos. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback.
On the double.
47's the mic. On the ball.
They run with a former Jaguar. It's T.J. Yeldon. And he'll get this from the 25 to the 30 for a pickup of 5.
Absolutely nowhere.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
Ball on the 30. They'll come up with a 2nd and 5.
They're running it.
On the ball.
They run it from the gun with Yeldon.
Well, we just saw a great example of what we talked about with his coach prior to the game. He's definitely one of the better linebackers at reading a play and flowing to make the stop before it turns into something big.
What you got, huh?
Hey.
Hey, check, Mike.
They'll try to run for it with Yeldon. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. 11 yards and a Buffalo first down. They'll run the option right here on first down. Yeah, he'll be out just a yard or two shy of the 30. A big-time gain there on the keeper, using his legs to hurt him. First down.
And that was a nice, strong run by the guy they call the field general.
Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. He's got a first down and much more inside the 20. And finally wrestled down at the 8-yard line. That's now a pair of explosive plays in succession, both north of 20 yards. 2 big plays in succession. Not sure this D knows what hit him, but now they got to get ready. It's 1st and goal. He finds Yeldon. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Buffalo touchdown. T.J. Yeldon, his 6th touchdown of the season. And the Bills take it all the way down the field and score on the opening drive. Hauschka with the extra point, and it's now a 7-0 game. Hauschka now to send this one away following the score. This is taken at his 4. And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line. Flacco going to bring up the Broncos 1st and 10 at their 25-yard line. Now the young man who was a Pro Bowler as an undrafted rookie, it's Phillip Lindsay. 25 yards the pickup there, and also a first down. Well, we talked about Philip Lindsay so much last year, but it bears repeating. Undrafted in 2018, the Broncos would sign him in May, and that was a good decision. He would have a 1,000-yard season, 9 touchdowns en route to a Pro Bowl appearance. So from undrafted to play, and he's got daylight. It's a foot race, and all the way home for a Broncos score. Philip Lindsay, his 9th touchdown of the season, as his guys are on the board here in this first quarter. And on that long run, maybe the defense caught napping a little bit.
The concentration level may not have been there. I agree with you on that one, because those types of plays, when they result like that, they're almost like big bolts of lightning, aren't they? Whoosh, and off he goes.
And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. Buffalo offense ready to go for their next drive. And, Charles, if the season ended today, and it's not going to, we still have December left.
More football.
We're only in November. But they would be a wild card team. And that's great. They'd be in the playoffs, but you know they're trying to bump up to be one of those division leaders.
That guarantees you at least one home game in the playoffs, and that's what you're really seeking. But there also isn't much margin for error for this team, right? Because right where they're sitting, a 2-game losing streak could have them out of the playoffs. So they've got to make sure they continue to keep the momentum going.
Absolutely. There's some sharks smelling blood in the water behind them. Able to shake free for about 7 up to the 35. And that looked like some pretty easy yardage there right up the gut.
And he's a guy that has some height to him. So when you don't have to drop a shoulder or create or get through contact or trash, makes it a lot easier to stay upright, see the field, and make a run as we just saw there.
And he's able to get the first before he's taken down at the 36. Officially a gain of just a yard there, but they do convert on 3rd and inches. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. On first down, they go option to the right. A first down carry now for Yeldon. And just no chance of turning the corner. He can only get back to the line of scrimmage. 2nd and 10 coming up.
Go. Ready.
Throwing on 2nd down. Barkley. And his throw is incomplete.
I know our vantage point might be a little bit better way up here, but that looked like an ill-advised throw to me. I didn't see anything open, and this play just didn't look right from the beginning.
It did not. I thought he might get outside and just chuck it away. Dangerous pass, incomplete. They go with a screen. It's Yeldon. And he'll be taken down well before the first at about the 36-yard line. Well contained there defensively. The screen gets only a yard, and it's 4th. He punted 4 times in the loss last week as he gets this one away here. And a nice special teams job here. This is going to be down inside the 10 at the 7-yard line.
Well, someone's going to be happy with that effort. You know who else is going to be happy? His defense.
Absolutely.
He's created a very long field for that offense to try to traverse.
And he got some help from Mr. Football there, checking up nicely. Good English on that punt. And they'll get him down up past the 15. A 10-yard pickup, and it's enough for a Broncos first down. So a little breathing room now. 1st and 10 at the 17. Now the Notre Dame man, this is Theo Riddick. And he'll get this up to the 30-yard line. That one good for 13 and a Denver first down.
Tremendous blocking by the interior of the offensive line. They didn't just gash him there. They blasted a gaping hole for him to gallop through. I think if he comes back to the huddle, he better be giving them a whole lot of credit and thanking them for that much space to rumble.
Pretty solid run here on first down. Almost picked up another first, but he appears to be a few inches short.
On any explosive run, you can almost feel the ground shaking, and that's from the offensive linemen creating space for their runners. I had an old coach tell me before that he always told his runners, run around the offensive line in pregame. Get used to the...
And a big loss here as he's taken down. Jerry Hughes make that now 8 sacks for him on the season. And this should be the final play before the quarter ends. Joe Flacco. And Sanders has got it complete.
Come on, fellas.
That's the end of the first quarter, with the score tied 7-7.
Behind snap, ready!
First and 10 here for Flacco. He'll let this go deep for Sutton. That's caught inside the 20. And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds. A gain of 39 that time. So the big play means just like that, they'll operate from the red zone now on first down. On first and 10, it's Lindsey. And that'll hurt the average a bit as this time they're able to get him behind the line. It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up second down. A rare misstep on that last play because the drive has been strong, but now it's second and 12. On second down, a run with Lindsey. And he's only going to get a yard from the 20 to the 19. This defense against the run, by the way, they're not top 5, but they are top 10.
So what's your philosophy here? Do you try and run the ball against a team that's pretty good against the run? What if you're a pretty good running team? If so, you might want to go ahead and run it anyway.
And this is caught for a Bronco touchdown. Noah Fant with his first career NFL touchdown. And the Broncos have taken the lead. McManus's point after is good, and that makes the score 14-7. After the touchdown, here's McManus now to kick it away. This will be taken in at the 1. And he'll get across the 20 before he's brought down at about the 23-yard line. The Bills come to the line to start their next drive. That 7-0 lead of theirs short-lived as they've now given up 2 straight touchdowns to fall behind by 7.
Yeah, but no cause for discouragement here. Yeah, they've fallen behind, but haven't they proven that they can go down and score? So what was the formula that got them down there the first time? Get back to something close to that, and maybe they can get this game tied up.
They're throwing to start the drive, but that one incomplete. Once again, they'll go from the 23-yard line on second and 10. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off at the 25. And he is going to bring this back inside the 20 to the 18-yard line. So the first interception of his career under center, and you knew it was going to happen sooner or later.
It has to. And I know he feels like the world is just tumbling down at this moment, but there's got to be some veteran somewhere, some mentor that's going to tell him, hang in there, my man. Plenty more to come. Keep firing.
It's a pickup of 4, and it'll bring up second down. The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6. They'll run the toss. It's Lindsey. And again, this Buffalo defense there in run support to stop him behind the line. Give him a loss of 6 yards, and it brings up third down. The chance of wasting this great starting field position, a real threat. This is third and long. On third down, here's Lindsey. And he'll at least get him inside the red zone here, down to about the 19. Just a yard on the run there, and that's going to bring us to a 4th down.
Let's give a lot of credit to the offensive line. They've been able to move the ball really well on the ground the entire game, and while that wasn't a huge one, that's okay. They'll take them in short, steady bursts.
The bottom line, tremendous starting field position, really squandered there as they wind up going backwards and then come up with just 3.
Well, getting the 3 turned out to be important. I can imagine the head coach when he ordered the field goal. Please salvage something out of this drive. That was not fun to watch.
The Bills take over first and 10 at their own 23-yard line.
Buffalo offense ready to go for their next drive. They trail by 10, 17-7 as they come up on a 1st and 10. Here's Barkley. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's second down.
That would have been a great catch, but it's real difficult to hold on to it because it was contested all the way. Would have been a great play if he'd been able to hold that one in.
On second down, here's Yeldon. And he'll take it forward for about 5 up to the 28-yard line.
That second down play call was not to pick up the first down. It was to accomplish what they did to get them into a manageable third down because they had the incompletion on first down, so they were behind the sticks, so to speak. They needed to make up some ground, and they did.
Well, he's taken down, but not before picking up the first thanks to a flashy little spin move. They get the first. The decision to run on third and medium winds up being a good one. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. From the gun, Barkley. Flushed out right. Got a man. It's Brown. Brown signed with the Bills in March. Last year he was in Baltimore, 4 seasons in Arizona prior to that, but they're hoping that Brown can add a lot of speed to this offense, which he should. Last year in Baltimore, 715 yards and 5 touchdowns. Jones has it. And he'll be brought down just shy of midfield at the 49-yard line. 6 yards the pickup, and that's a first down.
I like watching the wide receiver screen because it's a real teamwork play. Because guess what? The guy catching the ball, he'll get all the credit. But how about the people up to block in front of him, either fellow receivers or offensive linemen? That makes that play a really nice timing play, and sometimes it can break big.
Now he's going to swing this one out to his running back. He's got the first down and more inside the 40. And finally down at the 32-yard line. An excellent pickup of 20 yards.
When you run a screen pass really well, you got to like the look of it because so many parts come together to make it work well. The offensive linemen, where they're faking people out, the back slipping out there, catching the football, then all of them going together as one unit downfield. A really nice pickup.
A reminder, once we hit halftime, as we do all season, we'll send it down to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. He'll have all the stats and scores from games in progress around the NFL.
The best multitasker in the business, the coach.
Now Barkley, he's going to let this go. Back of the end zone, and that is caught. But he will come down out of bounds, says the side judge, incomplete. And that one falls incomplete. Looked like he might have had position there, but he couldn't hold on and it's second down. Here's 2nd and 10 now from about the 32.
Go. Hey. High 7.
Alert, flare.
Ready?
Off the play fake. Knight. Flush to his right. His throw incomplete. Cole Beasley, the intended target. And that'll make it 3rd down.
It's been my observation there's been a nice variety of play calling defensively. You and I often talk about an offense's ability to keep a defense off balance with what they're doing. I think the converse has been true in this game.
Yeah, I think you're right. They seem to have gone off tendency quite a bit, but only the second quarter, a lot of time to change things. And the Broncos get there and take him down. Von Miller in there to get him, and that is sack number 6 now for him on the year. And they weren't in zone coverage. They were in man, and each man did his job.
And that looked like vintage, old-school coverage, didn't it? Man coverage reminded me of an old Raiders team. They had a Hall of Famer at one corner and a Defensive Player of the Year at the other, and they just locked people down.
And that's the risk of the long field goal miss here at this stage of the second quarter. You give up great field position.
And that gives them one more opportunity to make something happen and something big. And we've seen crazy stuff happen at the end of halves.
And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. A 10-yard pickup, and it's enough for a Broncos first down.
Hurry up. 41's the mic. Check 41.
Here's Flacco off the play fake to Lindsey. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up second down.
Brandon, it looked like he had his hands on it for a moment, but let's face it, that was going to be a tough catch all the way because of the presence of the defense right there as he was trying to haul it in.
Yeah, nice job to force the incompletion. Incomplete on first down. Now Flacco on second. And he will be hit from behind and run over. Wow. Shaq Lawson has now recorded 10 sacks on the season. Now the Bills are going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half.
You can't stop me.
Now after the sack, Flacco and the Broncos come up 3rd and long.
Bring it up. Jam. Check three.
Understand?
third down. Flacco from the gun. Eluding the pressure right. And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up fourth down.
You hear the calls for a penalty, but I just don't think so. I think in this situation, the defender was making sure his guy couldn't hold on to the football. So I don't see anything to warrant the flag.
No, I'm with you. There was contact, but I'm happy they kept that flag in the back pocket. And able to catch it, but he's out of bounds. And the throw took him beyond the sideline, and that's going to be a turnover on downs. And, partner, I'm not really sure what in the world they were thinking on fourth and long there at this stage in the game, but you think social media may be firing up a little bit right now?
Oh, the coach is trending right now. All right, there's no doubt about it. People wondering what that decision was. But it takes me back to a number of years ago. A very successful coach in the league had told himself before a playoff game he was going to be aggressive. No matter what, he's going to be aggressive. And it ran his team into some real problems early, and they got upset in that playoff game. Let's see if this team can recover.
Well, that's aggressive in capital letters with glitter, 7 underscore. I mean, that's the definition of aggressive.
Yeah, you can almost hear the cheerleaders doing the be aggressive chant behind him, and he listened to it.
A second down pass play there, but it's incomplete.
And it is true. You can draft the fastest. You can draft the most athletic guys. But if they don't know the art of positioning, sometimes it's all for naught. In this case, in the right spot, help force the incompletion.
Into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Todd Davis. And his guys have got it back at the closing stages of the first half. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. Time for a final kneel down or a safe run, and then they can head to the locker room with a lead.
Yeah, or they can even run a screen. You know, something they feel is somewhat safe that might actually pop and turn into a big play. That's what you usually run in this situation.
Or go 4 verticals because why not?
Because you're feeling it, right? You're just feeling it.
Meanwhile, they take a shot to start the drive, but this is going to wind up incomplete. Now, this will probably be the last play of the quarter.
Hey, 4-1's Mike, 4-1's Mike. Check pass, check pass. Switch. Check. Shift.
Look at hot set, wait.
Barring a flag, final play here for Flacco and company. And he's going to go down. Couldn't get a throw off with the pressure. Maybe that was for the best, as that brings us to the end of this first half of play. All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. Broncos with a lead, and they will be receiving this kickoff here as quarter 3 is underway. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. They built a good first half lead. Now they have a chance to add on to it.
And what I'm thinking is that the offensive staff spent the entire halftime just working with them on, here's what we think they're going to do to attack us in the second half. Nice first half that we've had, guys, but be prepared for some change-ups. We're going to see them when we kick it off in the second half.
See how they handle any adjustments that might be made defensively. 7 yards there and a first down.
And that's a nice pickup of a first down on that second down run. And at that yardage gained, they can run that play on any down.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. From the gun, Flacco. The completion to Riddick. And down he goes at the 45 after a pickup of 9.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
It's a gain of 17 yards. First down, Broncos.
So 1st and 10 now in Buffalo territory at the 39-yard line. Flacco from the gun. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's second down.
The beauty of being able to play a zone defense when you can sit back and see the ball coming out of the quarterback's hands, guess what? Creates a lot of confusion, kind of a muddle in the middle of the field where you can go make a play on the football.
Here's a pass swung out left to his running back. They tried to swing it out left into the flat, but the defense, they were very principled there.
It felt very West Coast offense, didn't it? You know their expression, right? On a West Coast offense, when they throw the ball, it's either going to be a touchdown or a check down, meaning they like to press it downfield. If they don't have it, swing it out, which is exactly what we saw there. But how about the great pursuit?
Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Tremaine Edmonds, the linebacker. And the return here is stopped at the 35-yard line.
This interception will go on the record of the quarterback, but as a receiver, you've got to understand where you are in the field. Middle portion, you know it's going to come in hot. Square your body to the quarterback and be ready to make the catch.
The Bills come to the line to start their next drive. And both of these defenses have been stifling these last few drives offensively, just not able to get anything going. So what needs to change?
I think a lot of the guys will go back and review, so to speak, because everyone has someone assigned to how did each play work. Okay, what did we use that kind of worked for us during this game? Try and get back to some of those plays, as well as the possibility of showing something you haven't shown already in this game and trying to change things up.
We'll see if they take the advice of Mr. Davis. Well, the first play of the drive lost 4. Now they'll look to move it forward here on 2nd and 14. There's the option going left on 2nd down. Not even a chance to pitch that one as he's swallowed up in the backfield. They'll wind up losing 3 yards here. And they're going to be staring at a 3rd and long here.
Let him know, let him know.
Out of the pistol, it's Yeldon. It's a gain of just 3, and the offense likely going to yield to the punting unit here on 4th down.
Well, they got off the field on 3rd down. An excellent job, an excellent defensive series. We always talk about adjustments, and usually only at halftime. But the best teams adjust series to series. And on that series, they adjusted so well that they got the job done in fine style.
The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. We have not seen much on offense from either side. These last few drives, it has been a struggle, hasn't it?
Totally, and you're thinking to yourself right now, if you're on offense trying to get things figured out, okay, we self-scout every week in our game plan. How many things do we do at certain times? What are our tendencies? Time to go to some of those tendency breakers and try and create some offense.
They always have those in their back pocket, don't they?
You have to, and if you don't keep abreast of what you're doing, you lock into a rhythm and make it easy for the opposition.
Looking for tendency breakers right now. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. That one going for a gain of 11 and a Bronco 1st down. Flacco now perfect since the second half started. 7 of 7. It's 1st and 10. Flacco on the give to Lindsey. There he goes, right side. And all the way home for a Bronco score. Phillip Lindsay, his 10th touchdown of the season, 2nd of the game. And the Broncos push further out in front. You know, the man on our cover, John Madden, so synonymous with these Thanksgiving Day games. He was on TV for these from, I think, 81 to 01, giving out the Turkey Leg Award and turducken he always talked about. Special when you got a guy going off like this. I think he would be a good recipient of the Turkey Leg Award.
Well, he's definitely already worked on that leg. Is it possible he could end up getting the whole turkey?
Yeah, give him a thigh, too.
Turducken. And it's really great that you mentioned Coach Madden because everyone knows him from this. Everyone knows him from the broadcast booth. Remember, he won a Super Bowl as a head coach in Oakland.
Yep, he did indeed. But right now, we are watching maybe one of those turkey leg performances with his 2nd touchdown there.
Ready,
Buffalo offense ready to go for their next drive. And they're coming off a 3-and-out, my friend.
I think they've got to look at that play sheet and go to a spot that they haven't gone before. Time to shake things up a little bit and try and get this offense moving.
Okay, so how do you do that? How do you shake things up?
You look at what you've called before, realize it hasn't worked
Go to
so
something
well,
else.
and maybe you try and find one of those special plays from one of your better players, and maybe try and hit something big and get things going in the excitement area.
Hey, check 24. Watch
22 jet bomber, 22 jet bomber, 5.
Looking to throw on second down. Knight. Got an open man. It's Foster. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. It's a pickup of 17 and a first down.
That was a nicely run slant route, and what the receiver's trying to do is make the defender think he's going upfield for a deeper route, and then breaks it off, usually after about 3 to 4 steps, and cuts towards the middle of the field. And now what he's trying to do is use his body to keep the defender away from the football and give the quarterback a really nice target.
It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets him to 2nd and 4. They'll go option on second down, right side. Now T.J. Yeldon, and he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. That'll be a loss of a yard, and it leads to a 3rd down. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. Back to throw. Knight. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Kareem Jackson. And he will take this all the way down to the 38-yard line. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Here's Lindsey. And he works it past the 30, almost to the 25. That one going for a gain of 11 and a Bronco first down. We have played 3 quarters. This is the National Football League on EA Sports. Back now in Buffalo. It's Bronco football, and they also have the lead here as we get set for the 4th. And oh, look at that, a diving catch. A well-executed 22-yard gain.
Well, partner, when you ask anyone other than your QB to throw the ball, you must have a lot of confidence, or you think you're really going to fake them out.
And he'll get in. Touchdown, Denver. Royce Freeman, his 9th touchdown of the season. And the Broncos use the short field to their advantage as they cash in for 6. Extra point from McManus is good. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. After the touchdown, here's McManus now to kick it away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. The Bills come to the line to start their next drive.
Go. Hey, Foxtrot, Foxtrot.
47 Mike,
On the ball.
They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. And his throw's going to be incomplete. That one was intended for John Brown. But it's going to be 2nd down. An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. Off-play action. Knight rolling to his right. And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. Von Miller, he's the one to get him, and that is sack number 7 for him on the year.
70, Indy.
Both 7s to Mike, both 7s to Mike.
They'll go option to the short side. He's going to run, but he's got a long way to go. And he'll take this across the 25 before going out of bounds. He'll get 15 there as he kept it himself, yet it will still lead to a 4th down. They're already slim hopes are going to ride on this one. They'll go on 4th down.
Cheetah. Go.
On 4th down, Knight. He's going deep for Brown. And he's going to be intercepted a 3rd time. Picked picked off by Bryce Callahan. And his guys are going to take over at the 21-yard line.
Well, this defensive pressure has been constant all game long. The pass rush, the coverage, they've all been excellent, and now they'll tack on an interception here as this one continues to slip just further and further out of hand.
On the ground, it's Riddick. And a short gain there as he'll get it up only to about the 24. 3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be second down.
Well, Brandon, pace comes into play now because they've got the advantage. They've got the football, but they've got to be very careful about what speed they're going to play. You know, my music teacher back in New Paltz, Mrs. Bythema Bagley, used to say, don't go prestissimo when you really want to go largo. And what she meant by that is don't go too fast when you really want to go at a nice, slow, deliberate pace.
I am speechless. I am without speech. On third down, Lindsey. And some room to roam now. And now off to the races down the right side. And all the way home for a Broncos score. Philip Lindsey, 78 yards. As his guys continue to put this one out of reach. McManus's point after is good. And that will extend this big lead. After the touchdown, here's McManus now to kick it away. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback.
Let's go.
Buffalo offense ready to go for their next drive. And they've sort of lost their way, partner. How do they recalibrate and get this proverbial train back on track?
Well, this is where leadership really comes into play. How's the head coach handling it? The offensive coordinator? Sometimes they just make a joke. All right, guys, had your fun? All right.
Throw it out the window.
Yeah, let's get back on track here. And sometimes that'll work just fine.
I guess it's time now to lean on that leadership. A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11.
Rip right, rip right.
They'll run it again with Yeldon. Takes it to the 26, just a 1-yard gain.
Well, so many times we look at a short run and we praise the offense for trying to set the tempo and establish things, but the defensive guys, hey, they just won the battle there. It wasn't a big run given up. They don't always have to absorb the body blows. Sometimes they dish them out themselves.
And he's brought down, getting this one up to about the 35. 10 yards, good enough for a Buffalo first down. Coming up to the line, and they will need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Now it's Yeldon. It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4.
Hey, when you get good yardage like that on first down, it really does a whole lot of good for your entire offense. But I love the way he's finishing those runs. At the end of things, he's making sure he gets just a little bit extra.
On the run, it's Yeldon. On the stop that time, it was Josie Jewell. The Bills on third down. They're right at about the league average, 40%, 4 for 10. Here it's 3rd and 3. This is Yeldon. And he won't be close to a first down as he runs into a wall right around the line of scrimmage. Call it no gain there, and it leads to a 4th down.
It's 4th down.
All right, they're going to try and keep hope alive here on 4th down. They're going for it. They'll go with a big bank, Yeldon. And, boy, this is going to be close. That mark looks a little short, and he didn't get there. They had to go for it with such little time remaining, and the Broncos are going to get the football back in great field position. Now Riddick. And an alley to run. And brought down, but able to get it to their 30-yard line. Denver has a first down on the 15-yard play. Another example of this offense really having their way, Charles, and another big chunk play there on the ground.
And when you look at the defense, they got to do a much better job of wrapping up when they tackle. A lot of great opportunities continue to slip through their fingers, as do the runners.
So this one will wind up a